You got a tattoo? Then you gotta have a story. Check out Allie and Caitlin's stories. They're coming up and they're awesome.
Baseball guy coming here from Iconic Tattoo in Glendale, Arizona. And I've got Allie with me. Allie, how are you doing today?
I am doing very well, thank you.
And Allie's got two tattoos that she's going to talk to us about. There's one in particular, and it's a beautiful tree. Why don't you tell us about this tree?
So it's a cherry blossom tree, and I got it originally because I love the trees just in general, because they only bloom once a year, so I feel like it's a good representation of how time moves and whether you're in a moment, then the next moment happens, and it's kind of like the tree. It blooms and then it's done.
And you've got the full-on tree here. The color of it's pretty amazing, but this is the second version of it. So tell me about that.
So the first time I went to go get it done, the guy kind of just took his own thing and went with it and didn't really listen to what I was looking for. So it was kind of like a red tree instead of like an actual cherry blossom tree. And then I went to a different artist, and his name is Kevin. His actual tag is Kevin Silverblood.
And which shop does he work out of?
That's just his shop. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Sorry. But he kind of came in with some different ideas of how to lighten up the tree, and then added some petals falling off. And it really worked out kind of nicely, and it was a way different experience with him than it was with first person.
Okay, and this was in Pennsylvania. What town?
Hazleton, Pennsylvania.
So this was in Hazleton, Pennsylvania. And Kevin obviously was able to fix kind of what you didn't like. And tell a little bit about the interaction with Kevin and what made it even better when you, not only the way it looked, but the experience of actually getting the tattoo.
Yeah, it was a complete 180 with him. He kind of walked me through what he was going to be doing and everything. And then I was talking to him about the pain, and he was saying that because certain artists do different styles, some have to punch it in pretty deep, and then others could just, do it lightly and not as deep, and it doesn't hurt as much, which was true because I was able to sit for 2.5 hours without needing a break or anything. So it was just a complete different experience, and it was way better the second time around than the original.
How long did it take the first time you got it?
It was in 2 different sessions. So he did the black first and then the color. And it was probably about 6 to 8 hours the first time. So, and that was between the 2 sessions.
So better looking, better experience, obviously makes it a lot better. So after that experience, and how long ago was that, by the way?
It was actually it was 3 years, because I've been out here 3 years, so I got it done right before we moved.
Okay. Now, do you have ideas for a future tattoo?
Yeah, I'm actually doing a half leg sleeve, All Nightmare Before Christmas, because that's my all-time favorite movie and just favorite stuff. I have all kinds of Nightmare Before Christmas stuff too, so.
Okay, and you look around here, you can see some nice little horror things. So you're kind of fitting in here at Iconic Tattoo. Do you have an artist picked out for who you're going to have do your Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yeah, one of my friends, actually a couple of my friends go to AJ. He's at, I'm not sure of the shop, but he does really good detail work. And a few of my friends have half sleeves or pieces by him. So they all recommended him, and I'm like, well, I guess I'll look at his work and check it out.
Awesome. Well, we hope that things go great with AJ. Now tell me a little bit about your tattoo modeling career.
I kind of just started off word of mouth kind of things, and I knew a couple models out here. And then about 2 years ago, I started with Twisted Angels. I met them actually at Hell City when I went the year before I applied to be in it. And they were all just really welcoming. So I was like, yeah, that'd be definitely something that I want to join. So it's been kind of interesting meeting new models and photographers to do that. And then I have some photographers that I worked with before. So it's fun, and I'm published 8 times now, I think. So it's been pretty good.
Do you have any future goals with the modeling? How far do you want to take it?
I don't really know. I guess I'm just kind of doing it for now, it's just another thing to do, and it kind of gives me another, like, group of people that I could, connect with. And then I'm not heavily tattooed, so, like, I like to inspire people that aren't heavily tattooed to come and do stuff like Hell City. Everybody that I competed with had at least, like, 6 or 7 tattoos, and I just have the 2. So it wasn't something that I needed to have to be in the competition, but it was definitely, like, I got a lot of questions or negative people about it because I wasn't heavily tattooed. But I don't feel like you need to be a tattoo model, and I think that's what people nowadays, like, don't think about, is that they think they just have to keep getting ink, and it's like, you don't really, like, if you don't really want to get full-bodied tattooed, you shouldn't have to, and you shouldn't think that you need to do that to be a tattoo model.
So it's okay to not have tattoos or only have a couple tattoos. It's okay to have plenty. Tattoos about your style, your self-expression. And so I think that's an important thing to keep in mind, because I do think that there's an addictive quality to it. And so,
yeah.
And you probably maybe are a little less addictive than most people.
Yeah, I guess I just don't have that, like, that personality. Also, money. I have, like, other things that I need to pay for other than tattoos. But I have, like I said, the half leg sleeve idea. That's kind of my next one, and I know that that's what I want. And I have the whole idea already out, so I just need to get it down and do it. But yeah, I mean, I feel like sometimes people get pieces, and maybe it's their thing. I don't know. I'm just an outside perspective, but I feel like some people get stuff, and it's like maybe not what they actually love. It's just like random things that they thought looked cool, and that's not what I want to do with my tattoos. Like, I would rather get stuff that means something to me versus just a big piece because I want to be a tattoo model.
And art obviously is very important to you, because when you're not tattoo modeling, tell our audience here a little bit about what you're doing artistically.
So I own my own small business where I sell my own personal art out of, and then I also work for a small comic book company actually based out in Pennsylvania, and a third small work thing is I work with 2 really talented girls from the UK on their Gothic monthly box subscription. So that's always fun too, because that's like a whole nother avenue as well, because they send out about 200 boxes each month. So it's like 200 people that get to see my work. So.
And what's the name of your company?
It's just Allie Hayes Studio.
Excellent. And what's the name of the comic book?
Outlaws Comics.
Awesome. So you can check out Allie and a lot of the stuff that she's doing. Obviously, she's got some great art on her body, but she's also got some great art that she's doing on other canvases as well. And who knows, maybe someday, will you be a tattoo artist yourself someday?
When I first moved out here, I actually almost did an apprenticeship at Ritual Addictions Tattoo. I know the owner, Rochelle, and I just ended up having to work too much, so it didn't work with the requirements to do it. But maybe. I don't really know. I've talked to a couple people that have done apprenticeships or like did half of an apprenticeship and decided they didn't really like it. So I don't know if I would just want to design tattoos for people versus actually tattooing. But maybe. We'll see.
So who knows, maybe 5-10 years from now, someone's watching this back and like, oh my gosh, I remember her. She's my artist, and she didn't do tattoos back then. Wow.
That would be interesting. It's definitely been an interesting journey, both in my art and modeling career, just watching over the years, like how I've changed, how my work in both have changed. So it's interesting, and it's fun to kind of watch yourself grow over the years and network with new people and try new things.
Awesome. Well, check out Allie Hayes' studio. Definitely check out the Twisted Angels, and they have a YouTube channel. Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel, Tat-Stories. Please like this video. Feel free to send a comment about how great Allie is or how awful I am, or maybe I'm okay. And then, obviously, please subscribe to our channel. This is Baseball Guy and Allie, and we're checking out. Baseball Guy here, coming from Iconic Tattoo in Glendale, Arizona. And I've got Caitlin. Caitlin, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
All right, now I'm excited you coming out here to interview because, one, you got the Raiders representing some NFL there. And she told me she's Oakland Raiders, dealing with Vegas, right? But right next to your Raider shirt, you've got a big blue heart. Tell me about that. It looks like a sapphire.
Yes, it's the blue sapphire. Originally, it's actually a cover up of an old tattoo. So what happened back in my emo days? It was a tree in shape of a heart, and the branches were on fire, and it had icicles at the bottom. And it was from a song called "For the Heart I Once Had." So
What was the band?
Nightwish.
I have a few Nightwish CDs, so.
Nice, awesome. And so I went to this artist because he was my dad's friend, and they both used to work together. So I put a lot of trust in him. And so he did the tattoo for me. And it looked great at first, but I don't know if he went too deep into the skin. But over time, it bled into my skin. You couldn't make out what the image was anymore. So I decided to get it covered up by Russ Weber. He resides in Tucson, and so we came up with like a sapphire to cover the blue because the tree was like a bluish green color. And then I wanted to add like flowers, I wanted like a big tattoo, big chest piece. So we have canna lilies, and just regular lilies and leaves and some shading. And I absolutely love it. Like, it turned out great.
Nice. And I love the fact that you got a heart to cover up the bleeding.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny, right? Now, we also got an awesome lion down here on your leg, and this thing is huge. Tell me about this lion.
So I've always wanted to get a lion tattoo to symbolize my zodiac sign. I'm a Leo, and I also love sunflowers at the same time. So I was looking for an artist that did really good lion tattoos, and there was one in Arizona City, kind of close to where I live. His name is Jose Cisneros, and he is the owner of the Arizona City Tattoo and Art Studio. And we both came up with the lion, the smoke, and the sunflowers. I wanted a really big piece to cover my entire thigh, and it took a lot of time. Took about 24 hours. It took 6 sessions.
How long of a time frame? Like 6? Did you do like a session a week or session every day? How many like time did you take to do those 6 sessions?
It was like once every 2 weeks.
And how bad did that one hurt?
A lot. It hurt. It probably hurt more than my chest.
Would you get the other leg done now?
Maybe later. Maybe later.
All right, now you got an awesome one on your back that's probably the most special meaning. Tell me about that one.
So I got the portrait of my son on my shoulder blade. At the time, he was 2 months old, and he never gave me any problems. He was always a happy, smiling, laughing baby. So I wanted something that was excuse me, memorable, and getting a little emotional. But yeah, I just picked the perfect picture because he was smiling, he was laughing. And right now he's 8 years old.
Is he still always smiling and happy?
Yes, but he's also a pain in the butt and talks and talks and talks. But I mean, who doesn't? What kid doesn't, you know?
That's true. I talk and talk and talk, and I'm not even a kid anymore. So I get you. Now, with these tattoos, you end up getting noticed, and you do modeling now. You are a twisted angel. Tell me how that process happened.
Well, it's crazy because like I always wanted to be a model, but I didn't think I could ever do it because I was always told that I needed to be thinner, I needed a bigger butt, I needed bigger boobs, you know, to be a model. But I got a friend request from Mike, and I added him, and he sent me a message, and he wanted me to apply for the Twisted Angels. And so I was like, I'll give it some time, maybe. And, you know, a year later, when I felt comfortable in my body, I did my very first photo shoot, and I applied for the Twisted Angels, and I got accepted right away. And since then, it's been taking off. I've been in contests. I've been to tattoo conventions. I've been in magazines. I've been published in 4 magazines. I made the cover in one magazine. I made the back cover on another magazine.
Cover girl here. And this is such a great story because you've always wanted to model, and people said no, and now you're like, take that. I'm on the cover.
Yeah. It feels good. It really feels good.
I can definitely see you as a cover girl. I think your look is awesome, and your personality just sparkles as well, which is just incredible. So I wish you a ton of luck in your tattoo and modeling career.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Any other tattoos you think you're going to get?
The next one, I want to get my neck done. I want it to connect to my chest piece with like maybe more flowers, maybe another sapphire. I'm still thinking of ideas to add to it, what to do with it.
Awesome. Well, when you get some more stuff, you want to come back on, we'd love to have you again. This is Baseball Guy here, reminding you to check out Caitlin's Instagram. She's got some awesome pictures on there. Also, like this video, comment, and subscribe. We are checking out.
Thanks for checking out Allie and Caitlin's stories. We look forward to your subscription. Be sure and hit the notification button. And here's some more stuff that we think you might like.